Hello, 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 hello. I don't even know if that'll work. Hello, everybody. We're obviously in a new environment. My name is Brent Barlow, and this is Blue Light Daily, a discussion of relevance and import. We're broadcasting on this Friday, January 16th, 2026. It is the noon hour, 8 p.m. GMT. Here we honor the importance of public debate and the requirement of civility, the necessity of education and the strength of knowledge, the value of coming together and the power of collaboration. Before we begin, we pause to reflect and focus on our purpose, breathing in deeply, aligning with intention, dreaming the I'm possible, assisted by ancestor, powered by providence, rooted in reverence. The word spoken, the path clear, the way cool. Let us build what is worthy. Let us remember the dream forgotten. Let's make some magic together now. Ashe Madase. Today's word of the day is ubiquity. Ubiquity is a noun. My definition being ever present, often without you knowing it. It is everywhere, like plastic, like cardboard, like packaging. Dictionary definition, quote, presence everywhere or in many places, especially simultaneously, omnipresent. I also, for some reason, added a second word of the day, vendetta. Vendetta is also a noun. Vendetta refers to an active or mutual hatred between two families or groups, also known as a blood feud. It can also refer to an often prolonged series of retaliatory, vengeful, or hostile acts, or to a commitment to carry out such acts. Well, since that's so relevant in our news today, I see why I added that second word of the day, the look back, the day in history. Carole Lombard was an American actress particularly noted for her energetic, often offbeat roles in screwball comedies, and ranked on the American Film Institute's list of greatest female stars of classic Hollywood cinema. Carole Lombard died at the age of 33 on January 16, 1942, in an airplane crash in Las Vegas, Nevada. All aboard were killed due to navigational error and poor visibility, compounded by a wartime radio beacon shutdown. Also, Hiram Rhodes Revels, who was an American politician, educator, and minister who made history as the first African American to serve in the United States Congress as a Republican from Mississippi, where he was seated in the U.S. Senate in 1870, quite some time ago. He was a minister, born free in North Carolina, later worked in Ohio, where he voted in an election before the Civil War. He's the first American to serve in Congress. He died today, or January 16th, 1901. Extra credit today, Operation Desert Storm begins January 16th, 1991, for those of you who are around. Our quote of the day today is from Lin-Manuel Miranda, born January 16th, 1980. He is an American composer, lyricist, actor, director, celebrated for modernizing musical theater through his use of hip-hop and diverse casting, and of whom a new wax figure of Miranda was recently unveiled at Madame Tussauds in New York. Quote, because of phones, we always have the ability to jump out of ourselves. But unless you learn how to be in your head, you'll never learn how to create. Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast is intended to serve as a platform to talk, share, learn, and grow. We are coming together at Labella B to honor all that is, all that's been, and all that needs to be. Dismiss the blood feuds of yesterday that persist like festering wounds. The ubiquity of mobile phones, social media, hostility, tension, bullshit, in lieu of coming together in community to create a world worthy of our children. So I here speak directly and honestly, sharing a vision for a world secure for generations to come. Issues of concern across the globe grow so numerous, we become desensitized and matters fester. Some see the moment as opportunity. And while greed, glut, and power continue to coalesce in the hands of the few, there are those who desire a better outcome, who have a tremendous capacity for good, and who are ready to take back some control. Friends, we can either continue accepting more of the same, or we can make different choices and take collective action. And so I offer my take on current conditions and where I think things are headed. One question is anybody in there? Is there anybody home? Hello. Point of personal privilege. All I've got today is raw. You may have obviously noticed this setting that I find myself in. I am at the family cabin here for the first time by myself since my father's passing. And those of you who may have heard me say a couple of weeks ago how rough it was that first visit after his passing, I'm just trying to muscle through and deal with. To that end, I wanted to make sure that this broadcast got done because there are concerned citizens out there, friends of the show, friends of mine, who use this broadcast to evaluate my physical well-being as well as my mental health. So I'm gonna keep at it. This is going to be a relatively short thing. My head is pounding. My heart hurts. And, all I can say is that this is my burden to bear. This is the thing that I'm going through that many others go through. And I'm doing it out, sharing with you as honestly and candidly as I can. That seeking that authenticity, demonstrating that what I would want for my children if I could give them what I want. So I'm trying to give them what I want. So this week we've been talking about a lot of things that are going on. We've been talking about a lot of what we as a community are doing and how by coming together in community, we are stronger. And again, I'm very pleased that the message is resonating and that there are those out there who feel similarly and have so expressed. The news is so tiresome. You can't really keep up with things because they're moving so quickly. The ultimate message that I want to make sure that I communicate is that with only 3 years left, despite all the efforts that may be out there and as vital as they may be, vibrant, every of our efforts need to be supercharged. So if there's any way that, well, I guess let me say it differently. I've always believed in a number of concepts and tried to build around those concepts. The first one is to, ask the primary question first. What are you trying to achieve? What's the objective? And if the objective is to have a better outcome, take personal responsibility and do what I can to achieve a better outcome that'll result in a better future for my children. That's the mission. Then I've also talked about this idea of vertical integration where, the farmer has the seeds, the plow, the land, harvests the crop, shucks the corn, whatever, packages it up, delivers it, processes it, delivers it, sells it. That whole chain, that whole stream of commerce is within the domain of the farmer. And many corporations use this strategy, and it's one that we advance in all that we do at LaVella-B. And that is a potent, powerful thing because we can leverage different units, different elements, different things we're doing to help each other. So, for example, we're bringing in a few folks to do some cross promotion. So we're going to have some roundtable discussions, and you see this all the time. Established media, universities use this strategy, corporations use this strategy. Again, there's nothing new. But if you're comfortable, and let me just wax and wane for one moment. The Don is a maniac. He is a lot of things I won't get into, but his inability to remain tethered to reality and facts, to state his opinion and statements made out of whole cloth, and offer them as, this thing where he was handed the Nobel Peace Prize by the most recent recipient in an attempt of ingratiation, and he accepts it as though now he has the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize folks came out pretty immediately and said that while the award can be handed off, the honor cannot. This stuff that's going on in Minnesota is now being threatened in California and other places. He refers to this gal Good, as well as anyone who is questioning what the ICE agents are doing, as professional instigators and insurrectionists, versus the God-fearing patriots who January 6th were simply expressing their truth and their rights to free speech. When you're in power, you get to make the decisions, the choices. But I said it before, events are running at such a pace, it's like a vortex leading humanity to a future of further division and hostility and separation and the dystopian future that so often is written about in science fiction. That's not a future that I welcome with open arms. was maybe 2 weeks ago. I was sharing about one informed opinion, and I will again mention his book, where he identifies essentially 3 potential futures given where we are right now. And the first was further stratification, the ultra wealthy, the uber privileged become even more so, and separated from that which is the rest of humanity. Humanity becomes a mass incapable of ever pulling itself up out of its bootstraps and improving its position. That is one. 2 was the Mad Max future, dystopian, nuclear war. Only a few of us left. And then the 3rd was the Star Trek future, where technology empowers humanity to be better, to explore new frontiers, and to be relieved of the futility of the chase for more. More will never satisfy the hole inside, or whatever the expectation is, or what. I don't know, dude. I'm just sitting here seeing the politicalization, the weaponization, recognizing that there are only 3 years left till the election. And I said just last week, what happens here in the United States does have a broader impact across the globe. And what some of the things that President Trump has done, I'll admit, objectively, are things that I would like to see the President of the United States, actions I'd like to see the President of the United States take. However, because of the baggage he brings to the moment, and how slimy he feels when he opens his mouth, it's hard to accept that. Look, right now, the administration is constantly putting out misinformation, is making misstatements, is taking actions to affect the long-term health, or at least define the long-term direction of both the United States and world events. Trump sees himself as omni everything. What restrains him? His own conscience, his own morality, and his brain. I can't tell you how long I've laughed at his ability to mock himself by saying such stupid shit. But what you can't deny is how effective he's been. God damn. Charlie Kirk, Stephen Miller, all these, Chris Rufo, all these people out there being empowered by money, and controlling power. The levels of government, as I said before, are the midterms first, yes, of course, but the presidential election in 3 years from now, almost 3 years, is what I'm focused on. And I'm going to continue to educate. I'm going to continue to rally, mobilize, tell everybody that, I've got an invitation for you to join the forces of good. I'm not going to cry and complain that I am only one guy trying to ring the bell and be loud, because recognizing the moment and choosing to act, it is time to leverage our collective effort. And as I said, be a counterbalance pulling on the trajectory of the future. So it can be overwhelming, I know. But you care, I care, we care. No one has to do it alone. So we help each other. I'm going to check out now and just be, because I'm challenged in the moment and I got a lot of stuff to do. I'll report back Monday on where I am. Maybe I'll even drop a hint between now and then with a couple of live whatevers or just a little thing here or there, but whatever. It is what it is. I do want to thank everybody who's expressed their love and support. And folks, you get to choose who you are. Never let anyone tell you differently. You get to decide. And in the immortal words of Charles Schultz, it's fun to have fun, but you've got to know how, which is what we aims for around here. To thine own self be true. Knock, 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 folks. Opportunity, it lay everywhere. Steal like Picasso. In our community at LaBella-B, we are reclaiming our sovereignty, democratized, decentralized, where aligned individuals collaborate to create a world worthy of our children. Information can be found at labellab.com. It's time to take action, folks. No one will do it for us. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. No one is asking for permission. No one here is asking for favor. We are doing it, baby, and you're invited to join the party. Thank you for watching, folks. Please like, share, comment, tell all your friends. Be well. God bless.